should celebrate art whenever we have the chance. And I'm excited that we are here today to really celebrate the final resting home of this piece of art. Art is very important to me, as I am an artist myself. And public art is wonderful because it is something to be shared with everyone. As I am working to have more original art displayed in bus shelters, I am also happy to be able to add some original art to the Town Branch Trail in the Distillery District. This process took a lot of time and effort, so I'm going to start by thanking everyone that had a hand in this work. First, I would like to recognize my colleagues that are here today, Councilmember James Brown and Councilmember Liz Sheehan. First off, I want to thank Kipto, who was extremely patient in this whole year-long process. Also to Hillary Angelucci for making the details of this project happen, and for the Corridors Commission for their support, the Lexington Public Arts Commission for supporting this art project and voting to allow it on the public right-of-way, and especially to Heather Lyons, Director of Arts and Multicultural Affairs. To my friend Nathan Zamaron, who works with LexArts and helped us figure out how to move the statue, and also to many others along the way, including Heather Wilson, Brian Knapp, and Owen Hinton. Thank you for your many contributions. I also want to thank members of the Distillery District for their support, and Scott Ferguson of Red River Ranch, and structural engineer Ron Jackson as well. To my former aide, Sarah Morales, who helped coordinate things this past year, and to my current aide, Isabel Ballard, I am grateful for all of your contributions. This particular piece sitting before us was made in 2020 and was placed on the corner of Rosemont Garden and Southland Drive for a project with LexArts. That location used to be located in the 11th district before redistricting. I would often drive by it and admire it. I grew to love the piece, and I like how it captured both blues music and the feeling of blues that we had in 2020. One day I was at an arts festival in the Distillery District right across the street when I ran into Kipto, and I asked him about the statue and where it was, because it had been moved from its temporary location. When he told me it was for sale, I knew I wanted to try to find a permanent home for it. The LFUCG Council Capital Funds made this final location as its home in a city's easement possible. The artist Kipto is originally from Nairobi, Kenya, but has been in Lexington for over 10 years. He got his first commissioned work from the city back in 2015 for the Breeders' Cup. And you have seen his work all around town, from places like the Henry Clay Estate, Woodland Park, Horse Mania, the Met, the Lyric, and Global Lex, just to name a few. His work is often made out of reclaimed wood, and he has captured Lexington's heart through hand sculptures, equine-themed sculptures, human figures, and much, much more. I personally have been incredibly impressed with him and his willingness to share his art and work with audiences in the area.
I'm really grateful for a lot of people that made this project happen. First of all, I would really thank Nathan Zamaron for providing the opportunity for us artists here in Lexington to be able to express ourselves and find places for our artworks to be displayed, and hopefully and eventually find permanent homes, and all the works that he's been doing just to make the artwork happen here in Lexington. I really appreciate his relentless work and tireless effort day and night, man. That guy's a ninja. I really appreciate him. My wife, who's really the cornerstone of this game, Joanne Greenwood, that has actually been able to sustain all the craziness and all the moving, maneuvering, managing pretty much what's going on, and I'm really appreciative for what she does. Without her, really, some of these things have been just like some of DreamWorks, in the making, but she's really been able to put me on the feet, put me on the ground, on the road to the studio, wake up. It's time to go to bed. She just does all that. I'm really happy for that, and I cannot thank her enough for that. For about the piece, really, it's that moment in our time, really, that I'm able to look back and see and say, there was a moment in our time that was it was controversial. It was tricky, maneuvering every moment, every time you're going somewhere. There was all these restrictions. The making of the 2020 blues really was that explaining the experiences of what we were going through that time. When the project came in and it was going to also another music district on Southland Drive, I just thought about, what kind of music? What kind of music are these artists or musicians, what kind of music are they going to be making, And what was going to be resonating to all of us as, just the viewers and the listeners. And to me, that was a point of trying to explain that and capture that moment. First off, if you can realize, and I sculpted this piece after Pablo Picasso, the old guitarist. It's a painting he made, and it also captured my soul with that time when it was sort of kind of like Picasso's end of the blue face. And it was also kind of capturing this moment of an old person playing some music that probably nobody's even listening to. And it resonated to me with this 2020 blues. As you look closely, kind of like the little nuances of the piece, it's got like a guitar playing, but it's missing the head. The neck, the head of the guitar is not there. And you can see like the artist himself is also kind of being a little bit of is distorted, and there's always that point of defiance to the system. He's got his the typical bandana during the 2020, during the COVID season. A lot of people, artists, or you didn't want to like put on your mask, but then you have a bandana just in case. Just in case anybody says, hey, masks only, you take back your bandana up. Otherwise, it was bothering your life. It was just not working. And so that's kind of the little tinges and touches, his face, the emotions that he's trying to portray, the colors, the blend of the red, the maroons, and the blues is really kind of what I'm looking into in terms of the communications of the message that I'm trying to put across. And so I really enjoyed it coming together. It is white oak, one of kind of like the really resilient trees and wood to work with as a sculpture for outdoor pieces. So I think this is a really nice spot for the community and for the people in the district here, Manchester, Distillery District, and the surrounding. And I'm really hoping that the rest of the community and the neighbors and the visitors will be able to look back at this piece and just remember the moment in time that we just passed. It might be behind us, but it's still part of our livelihoods forever on. We're going to go. We have that experiences that, at some point the music was not there. At some point there was no gathering together. At some point, 2020 Blues is going to remind us of what is fun, what is music, what is communication, what is getting together. And an homage to also some of our friends. I lost a couple friends during that season, a couple of musicians, couple artists. And it's also just that reminder of what really happened, how much we lost, So to me, it's kind of like emotional and also some victory going with it because, we came out on this other side to bear the witness, to have a testimony of what happened during the COVID season and coming in with 2019, 2020, and moving forward. So it's all for us to enjoy, to experience it, and I once again I can't be thankful enough to Jennifer Reynolds for just relentlessly making this happen. Heather, Nathan, once more, all the council members. Really, I'm thankful, and everybody for being here. It's a great honor for me, and I really will forever respect and honor you. Thank you so much, guys.
On behalf of the Public Arts Commission, I also want to just acknowledge a few other Public Art Commission members that are here: Celeste Lewis, Craig Rushing, Councilmember Brown, and did I see someone else? I think that's all. But we're really, really delighted to see this work. Kip too is a local artist. He has chosen to make his home here for 10 years. He brings with him all of his training, all of his experiences, culture that he had before coming here. But we so value what he has contributed to this community. So many different works around the city that tell different stories, that enhance different stories, that bring forward different ideas. And so we love him and appreciate him here locally. And, this is an example where we appreciate our local artists and we want to do everything we can to help them stay here. And so, the ways that artists can stay here is by supporting their work. And I really want to thank Councilmember Reynolds for taking the initiative to find a permanent home. LexArts, had presented it to the community in Southland. And now, this is really a perfect setting with the growing culture and music scene along Manchester to have his work represented here. So thanks so much to Keep2 and for the work that he does, and to Councilmember Reynolds for making this happen. And now, for it to have a permanent home, we'll all get to enjoy it. It'll be added to our public arts map, which is online. And so we're excited to be able to do that, a GIS map where you can see images of the work and locations, learn about the artist, and that sort of thing. So thanks, everyone.
I wanted to let everyone know that there will be a really nice plaque attached to the base of the piece. It's just, in order to get it done, it's going to take several months. So we were not able to get it for today, but it will be there. And I think that will pay tribute nicely to the artist and the work. I also think this location is perfect on the trail, because driving by or walking or biking on the trail or parking in this parking lot, you will see the statue. I am going to leave you with a quote from the 7-year-old son of one of my constituents. When she found out about this relocation, she reached out to me and told me this. He said that she said every time they drive by Southland Drive, he has to be looking all over, and he asks, "Where is the man with a guitar?" He's wondering where he went. He is so glad to know that the man with the guitar is still alive and well. Thank you.